Okay. So
I
let's
want
see.
this.
So I'm gonna first work on.
All right. So we are here. Let me change my.
A bit smaller. We want solid focus.
There we go. We are now on to painting the character. Oh, yeah, okay, I guess. Alright. So. Let's grab this. Go back to. Is that?
Actually, I should probably put this on a separate layer. Surprised the song isn't copyrighted? It might be. We're gonna find out.
DMCA test.
Yeah, pretty much.
Our favorite game to play on stream.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking I want him to be creepier looking. Like what he's doing has absolutely just leached his life.
Actually, let's go lower. Well, the new Scooby-Doo reboot, I mean, I think it's an affront to the
I think it's got a
series.
specific name that does not
Yeah,
include Scooby-Doo.
it doesn't. Yeah, I think it's about as far from a reboot as you can get.
Yeah, that's not a reboot.
Yeah. In short, I think it is perhaps the most unnecessary thing to have come out in a while. And that's saying something, and that's about as far as it's worth thinking about it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, in a way, I think it was a necessary thing to be made because it has just destroyed. It's shown the futility of trying to make a show like that. You
Yeah,
know? It's like no,
just the sheer
people don't like
vapidness of
these
it all.
characters. People don't like this because no one knows who it's made for. So, you know.
Yeah, so that pretty much sums it up. Honestly, it's really funny how little there is out there that I care about in terms of like shows and stuff like that. It's just like I've gotten to this point where it's like meh. there's not a lot I need.
No, you
I'm,
don't need any of it. Well, I
uh,
wouldn't say that. No one's a vacuum, no one's an island, kind of thing.
yeah,
It's good to have, but actually, you don't need TV shows to
you really
experience
don't.
creativity, and you don't need anything that's coming out nowadays to experience creativity. I mean, cinema alone, we have a century of stuff.
Honestly,
Then
yeah,
literature, we've got thousands of years.
yeah.
I mean,
I have enough to catch up on.
just saying, it's just a suggestion. And then the more you read, or the more you look into like past creativity and stuff, the more you realize just how many things are being ripped off.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, this has been done before. Oh, okay.
Go figure. And with that comes, you no longer fear being original or not. Instead, you say, I'm just going to do something that's cool.
Yeah. You're like, yeah. I mean, every experienced artist will tell you that you take something and you make it yours. That doesn't mean like
Trace.
destroying, trying to erase what came before.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean through destruction.
Well, that's why I'm more excited about like fan games and ROM hacks and stuff like that coming out than anything else, because they have a deep-seated appreciation for what they're, basing it off of. Like, hey, that's cool.
Me, right
I think
now, I'm painting an old, crusty old wizard. Has that ever existed before? Heck yeah. You know it has. But has this animation? No. Because I'm making it that way. Do, 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 do.
Alright.
Alright, so
I want to make it a little bit thinner.
these contours to make him look very beard closer in to accent that cheekbone. Same with here. Give him little wisps of hair off his beard and hair.
Yeah, we'll see if that works. Actually, you know what? It'd be cooler if these were dead trees.
Dead trees are cool.
Yeah.
Like album
Good
cover
dead
cool.
Yeah.
Dead roots. Stirring. Okay, that's too thin.
Let's see. 100 elves or 10 Grinches? Who would win? I don't know. That Grinch is pretty strong with that sleigh.
Well, yeah, okay. Is this pre-heart enlargement or post-heart enlargement?
Yeah, that's gonna kind of settle
It's
it.
gonna affect, because the only way he was able to lift that is he had the joy of Fazudori or whatever they were saying coursing through him.
Yeah, is he buffed or not?
3 times.
Full power Grinch? Oh yeah, it's got to be Grinch then.
He'd butcher them with rhyme. La 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 la. Making decrepit old man.
Can one Grinch defeat 100 elves?
What kind of elves are we talking about here?
It's saying elf on a shelf.
Elf on a shelf. That's a hard one to gauge, because those sinister little guys, you know,
They're cunning.
you just don't
They are
know
cunning.
what they're capable of. You just don't know what they're capable of.
Something like that. Nah, this isn't working.
Okay. Let's go. Nah, we want it to look like he's got crackly old lips. Well, they're dry. Alright.
I don't know what to do with the backside here, so I'm gonna leave this and try to figure out
On here.
other panels here. So I've got another 8 panels on this spread page.
We can still lighten it up. Like that. So that stands out a little more. Alright, let's get this in there.
Have I ever eaten too much? feel like I have.
What's
It's
the
just like
prerequisite for eating too much? Is it vomiting?
you just. I guess I've never eaten that much because you know.
Because I've never eaten
Uh,
that much either.
I would say you just get to that point where like you don't feel like you can do anything. I have
If
gotten to
that's the
that
criteria,
point.
then I've never done any. I've never ate too much. I still.
I've never regretted it though. I've just, you know,
I mean,
usually I'm really hungry when I do that.
How much? I'd have to eat a lot to feel
Yeah,
like that.
Joel, you'd have to like.
I don't know what I could do. Like, I'd have to eat a whole Thanksgiving meal by myself, and I mean like
The whole turkey.
everything, the whole turkey, all the mashed potatoes. I'd have to do something crazy and stupid like that. Because, I mean, I've ate like an entire one of those chickens from Safeway, you know.
Yeah, those aren't that big.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still by yourself. You eat the whole thing in one sitting, and then you have some other stuff with it. I'm just saying, I've ate a lot, and then I go and like work out.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not one of those people that's like, oh yeah, don't eat before you work out. No, I can
energy.
eat. Yeah, my body immediately goes, all right, conversion. Let's use this.
I've got to think of.
So I don't think that's
Where does she go?
a way of telling if you've ate too much.
I mean, it is just not for you.
Well, okay, for me it's not. I think it's more of an evaluation of like, I don't know. I don't know what that should come down to, honestly.
Honestly, I just think it comes down to the fact that we just haven't eaten. Like, we don't overeat really. We use everything.
Yeah. I mean, because, yeah, my body's like, oh, I know what we're doing. That's right. We're bench pressing, or we're squatting, or deadlifting, you know, doing something with it.
Okay, so this panel will have. How do I want to show this?
And I apologize for my squeaky chair. It squeaks.
It happens.
Yeah, it's not a very expensive chair. Especially not for me. I got it for free. Thank you, Andrew.
Yeah.
Although you got it for free as well.
Yeah, I got it for free as well. But it just sitting down and it didn't really work for me.
Yeah. It was. I mean, you've seen like what my old
going
looked like.
Going from what you were going from, I'm surprised your back is still in one piece, Joel. Like, actually.
It's all those deadlifts. It's being fit.
I guess so.
It allows you to have a horrible chair that's falling apart.
And not absolutely have, like, crippling fallout from it.
Well, I mean,
quite like
I,
this.
I lean forward, I guess. I don't know how you sit in chairs when you work.
I try not to do the shrimp, shrimp stature.
Yeah, I kind of do that because I start getting concentrated, and
Yeah,
I just like
that happens.
zoom in. But for the most part, I mean, there's times where I do lean back, but if I'm sitting up, I think I've got pretty good posture while I'm working.
I try to keep my back against the back of the chair.
Yeah, I mean, I just find that avoiding the shrimp thing improves your technique. Like good posture
You're
while
not
you're doing art,
wrong.
it
Yeah.
improves your line, stroke, and stuff.
Gives your elbow room to move and shoulder to
Yeah,
actuate.
it's just functional.
Uh,
Creepy. Trying to decide how I want to do the nose properly now, because we got two sources of light. Two sources of light. I'll blend things a little bit down here.
this needs to be blurred.
Yes, like so. This is turning out pretty good, actually. It's gonna be kind of a creepy. It's gonna be a creepy animation, but then again, all the ones I've planned are creepy.
Okay.
So I've got a bunch of like spooky ones planned. Ooh, spooky. It's a spooky.
In time for spooky month.
Spooky. In time for spooky month. March. March is
spookiest
the spookiest month of them all.
I didn't mean to put that on my
Spookiest month of them all. It's when the Irish came. Oh no! We don't want the Irish. One of my favorite.
We need to
lines.
watch that movie again.
One of my favorite lines from that movie. Makes me laugh so hard. Because I'm descended from Irish immigrants. They're talking about me. Well, I mean, the biggest joke is the guy who says it is totally Irish. Yeah, I don't know if you know this. Do you know that our, the Irish ancestors of ours that immigrated here fought in the Civil War?
Yeah, you told me about that.
Oh, okay.
Because you thought that they were part of the Irish
Yeah,
regiment.
I learned about the Irish Brigade, and I was like, huh, wait, that would probably, like, that might line up with our family. Lines up with a lot of families. And, no. He was in the 19th Indiana Infantry. Oh well.
I might want to work on the perspective there, but for now, that's the idea. Boy, I might only get 1 day's worth of thumbs done, or 1 page worth of thumbs done.
What? How many thumbs are you doing a page?
What do you mean?
Well, you said 1 page of thumbs.
Yes.
How many?
I'm doing a page, like 2 pages worth of thumbs in one, because it's a spread page, and I have like another potential 6 panels to plan out, and I have no idea what they're gonna be, so I'm like planning them on the fly.
Well, what I'm asking is, do you do thumbs the way I do?
No,
Okay.
I do them full page.
Okay. Yeah, I do them on a document, but it's about for comic thumbnails. It's like 25, I think. For what's it called? Storyboarding. I think it's 20 or something like that. Let's get some darker stuff in here. Kind of increase the contrast between his wrinkles. No, don't make my wrinkles deeper. Too bad, old man. Shouldn't be doing black magic. And ooh, that's a little too much. Just get a little bit of that there wrinkly. Ooh. Yeah, that's looking rather creepy there. Alright, so I need to figure out.
There's a lot I'm planning out in terms of composition with this page, and I don't really know what that is yet. I'm just kind of making it up as I go. So.
Gotta get this guy's.
This page will take a little bit more effort since it's a splash page. The Walmart version of Poseidon. Heck yeah.
Walmart Poseidon? Does he have a
Yeah, that's
pool
how.
noodle?
No, he's got like a big stick or something. I don't know.
Walmart Poseidon. Zeus finds him there. Poseidon, what are you doing? Brother! There's great savings to be had. Get back to the ocean. I left an Arid in charge. Yeah, I know. It's all out of sorts.
Yeah, we'll do something like that.
Doing the notes wrong. Doing the notes wrong.
Man, I hope this song doesn't get me taken down because I really like it. Problem is, it's from like 1987, so.
Anyone can claim it. What song?
It's a Japanese city pop song. 52nd Street. I think I showed you it.
Oh, probably.
Toshiki Karamatsu. Sea as a Lady was the album.
Yeah, you showed me that. You were like, this has been my jam for a while.
In other places she can travel.
Oh, thank you for the like. Whomever. Which is not the right use of whom. You know what I should do? I should take what I've got here. And I should take a blend tool. And just blend things.
Nah, I don't like that.
Blend the nose.
Come on. Actually, what?
Yeah, that's actually becoming something. Okay. It's a little rough still, but better than what it was. This. Come on. Blend. That way. Oh, that does actually. A bit of an issue there. Let's see. Let's keep this going smooth. So let's take this and just kind of gently,
I'll
gently
think
work
about that one.
Work out. Oh, yes, that is coming together.
I like the idea of
I don't mind if his nose is crooked, he's old. Things could have happened, spell backfire in his face. You know. Wizard stuff.
alright.
Give it a bit of definition, though.
Would I rather fight Batman in a giant dinosaur costume? So who's in the costume?
I want to just see Batman in a giant dinosaur costume. There you go.
I feel like there's an episode of the Adam West series that's like that.
Robin, I have a disguise. Holy Jurassic!
You are in the costume.
Oh.
I don't know, maybe.
I
Hmm.
What advantage does that give me? Hmm.
The alternative is fight a sumo wrestler with a stuffed animal. I mean,
I just imagine two sumo wrestlers pillow fighting. That would be hilarious.
that would be pretty funny, actually.
I'd like to see that actually. Yeah. That might be. Oh, okay. So I don't know if I want to do like some textures, like so. Yes, let's get wrinkle. I mean, I just, for some reason, I imagined Kamarte High School or whatever it's called. Like that feels like it would be something in that.
That totally is something that would be in Cromartie.
It'd be like, it would be something like, not even official, you know. Wouldn't be an actual competition. It would just be like two sumo wrestlers on the street start getting kind of a little mad at each other and just start like.
It just reminds me of the episode. Oh my gosh! I think it was the episode right before those guys walk into the sushi restaurant with the gorilla making sushi, and because basically they're gonna go try to beat up a rival gang at another school,
Yeah.
and so they point to the gorilla and the really buff dude with the suspenders and no shirt and go, well, why don't we just stick those guys on them? They're like, they just sit around and do nothing. And so they keep trying to get the buff dude with suspenders to go to the right school, but he keeps on beating up a bunch of random people.
Actually, yeah, I think I've seen that one. That sounds familiar. Does that look right? I don't think that looks right. Don't think none of that looks good. Okay, so goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. All of those details. When I zoom out, it looks good. But I feel like I want to do a little bit of something here. So, let's go to the airbrush and let's go to the spray. Ooh, let's try and give him some like pore reflection on his nose. If we do tone scoping.
I'm not
I
super
don't
happy
think
with this.
that's a good texture, but let's go here and make it bigger and go. Trying to get subtle.
I have an idea.
Oops. All right, so let's start putting down a little more material here, and we go to a nice blend tool here and blend our colors together. For this here old feller. This man is 35. Don't do black magic, kids. It's worse than meth.
One could call it gigamath.
So that's what his deal was. That's referring to a certain playthrough of Final Fantasy III.
Alright. I'm still not super happy with that panel, but I need to move on. Because I don't know what I'm doing.
None of us do. Woo!
Woo! Okay, no, I can't listen to that, which sucks.
Alright. So
Actually, I might be able to, but I don't
I
know.
made his skin too smooth. We have to give him wrinkles again.
I have an idea for
Maybe that's too big. Lots of wrinkles. Just some more wrinkle scalp. Oops, took those away. Like so. Let's give his scalp a few blemishes now. And that's easy enough. You take some watercolor splashes and you go splash, splash, splash. For those lovely old skin defects.
how do I want to...
What did you? Okay, that's gonna keep bothering me. I need this. Let's just make it that. And which is this.
Something like that.
This is just gonna keep bothering me. Oh, that's why. Okay, hold on. I'll get something a little more. What, this guy? It's a little too inky. I need something brushy. This guy, I mean, I know he's oiled, but or do we just blend it in completely?
All right, hit us with it, Taxi.
But not too hard. And not in the face.
Not the face.
Thank you. Speaking of blazing saddles again. Dom DeLuise. No, no, not the face. Okay, so oops. Well, actually, we can just go really smooth. Oh, I'm on that one. I was on this one.
What's the coolest looking tree? Oh boy, I've seen a lot of really cool trees.
Coolest looking tree.
I feel like there's one I'm forgetting. I think there's like one in town near me that looks really cool.
Well, is he?
I can't
I
remember.
think he's asking, like, species.
Yeah, like are you like a specific tree or like what species is the coolest? Because those octopus trees are really cool.
Yeah, those octopus trees are cool. I think buttonwood trees are cool, which is a form of spruce, I think.
You don't care about species, so you want a specific tree. Actually, the tree I live next to is really cool. The cedar. I live next to a really big cedar, and the bark is like super textured. It's like this old cedar. I think I'd go with that one. I like cedars. Cedars are really cool. They're just big trees. Oh shoot, this definitely.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I like the one at our elementary school.
Yeah, that one was cool.
Provided many a chestnut for us to throw. Or charge kids for. Just for fun. Be like, you want to ride the merry-go-round? That's a chestnut. The kids are like, oh, okay. Just stoop down and pick one up.
Yeah.
Alright, you can ride. It was just a game.
Chestnut trees are really cool. Chestnut trees always remind me of the tree in Majora's Mask at the end of the game. All right, you taking off, Taxi? All right,
Yeah,
you have a good one.
It's a little late for taxi. Night, taxi.
Yeah. Gotcha.
that's about done for. Well, I can do his ears. I can touch up his ears, but as far as the rest of him goes, I'm feeling. I'm feeling like this guy's looking all right. What say you, concurrent viewer? This can be brightened up over there. Let's grab. I'll grab this guy. Pop him up to 200. There we go. What am I on? Yeah, I'm on smooth. It's just.
I'm gonna need to bring out my notes.
This way. This way. Hello, hello, hello. Wait, that's a song, isn't it?
I've got to get
That's
back into the comic making mode, man.
That was Matchbox 20, wasn't it?
What?
Hello, hello, hello.
I'm gonna, of course. I did all of those panels on the same layer. What?
Yeah, yeah. Just be happy you're not like, well, I don't need that, I'll clear it. I did that one time when I was doing storyboards. But I was zoomed in. Didn't realize that. Yeah, I didn't realize those were all on the same layer, and so I kept working.
Oh.
And so I couldn't undo it.
Yeah.
I almost lost my mind. I had never done. That was the first time, pretty much only time I've ever done that actually, but that was definitely the first time that I did that. That hurt. That hurt bad.
I've maybe done things like that, but like way back when I was using like Photoshop and whatnot. Been a long time since I did anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking. This was like 2017 or something. Like this was a long time ago. Not the right color. Let's grab this color. Blend things. Blend, blend, blend. Okay, so I'm trying to think. This. Like that. This.
Actually,
Let's do. Yeah, it would be this. Let's grab dark Yeah, that looks good enough. Okay, well, there's a head just floating there. Ooh-wee. I have to say, I'm actually very pleased with how this looks.
Nice and freaky.
Well, not only that, it's just rendered pretty well.
Yeah, that'll be a reminder. That'll be interesting.
That's pretty cool looking. Not to, I like it. Don't want to sound like I'm bragging or anything, but I like it. I think it's coming out pretty cool, and that's making me happy. I suppose this could be improved. Break this up a little bit because it is kind of weird how that. Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah. Okay, so we are going to then.
Oh, yo, what's up, Isaac? Good to see you, man.
Hello.
Just seeing this? Yeah. I haven't put it in Rap Boys because I don't know where to put it. I figure people will find it. Okay. You on lunch break? Well, I'm glad you stopped by, man. And usually I stream a little bit earlier, which I don't know if that would be easier to come across. I'm thinking of streaming on like Saturdays as well. But yeah, glad you stopped by. I'm starting the next chapter, so gonna be real busy here.
All right, so for now, I'm going to say that this head is finished. I feel like there's a few more stray hairs here and there, but I can add those after I get his body put together. So, and so what I'm working on right now actually is just a rendered picture of the scene.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't just to have the lighting correct and stuff. This isn't the actual scene. In case anyone was wondering, why is there this big white strip? It's because this doesn't matter. Now, granted, I will need to see how do I want to do this? Because like that's the pencil underneath. Like we saw here, taking away that scene drastically alters it. So we need this color under it. So let's try and get this guy. Let's see how this does. That should be good enough. That very much should be good enough. To then take this and go, ah! I missed a step. Put this underneath it. And so now when we take this away, we have that. Now, question is, this guy has some stuff that needs to be cleaned up. There. Now. I think here's what I'm gonna do. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take the airbrush. Very soft airbrush. Take this negative.
I wanna
brush
see
and
if
just
I can.
clean up underneath it. That way we do have kind of this weird ooky transparency.
You gotta look up a sextant.
Ah, sextants. Good for finding your way in the open ocean.
There we go.
You get some sort of weird, I don't know, not exactly ambient occlusion or whatever. Not ambient occlusion, but subsurface.
Gotta head out. All right, Isaac. Thanks for stopping by, man. I'll catch you later. You're a good one, man. Have a good rest of your shift.
Yeah, work hard. Subsurface coloring or whatever you call it.
Subsurface scattering.
Scattering, that's what it is. Ooh.
Every painter knows subsurface scattering.
And reflective lighting. Yay!
And diffusion.
Diffusion. Few of my favorite words. Few of my favorite things.
I gotta remember how a sextant works. It's based on the angle. Those lenses tell you. That uses gravity to figure out where you're at. Okay.
Spooky old man. Spooky old man. Okay. Now for the next part. Drawing his wizardly robes. Or painting his robes. I haven't decided exactly how I want to do the color for that.
I'll draw a more detailed sextant later. No. Just need to remember that it's a sextant. And why I drew it.
I'm going to do that by doing a sketch. So we have a nice little sketch of the guy underneath there. Suppose I'll just sketch more on it. Oops. Pencil. Now to sketches of
Alright.
robes.
It's the only panel I'm not really happy with, and I'm just gonna let it go for now.
I'm trying to think. Oh, maybe I should just. Oh, that would be an interesting thing. I'm processing how I'm gonna do his hand animation because he's gonna be riding on the scroll, and he's gonna take his hand and quill and dip it in some ink and go back to scroll. But we aren't exactly there yet. We're only at robes. Robes. Hmm. Um, Actually, I think it should just be very simple. Because if it's just robes, those tend to just kind of drape like curtains. That's what I'm thinking anyway. The man's wearing curtains. He saw him in the window. He just couldn't resist. I love riffing off good jokes. Carol Burnett, ladies and gentlemen. Carol Burnett. And everyone's going, who?
Who?
Who's that?
Which is a shame.
Very much a shame. I think the second you watch any of that stuff, like the bloopers, you'll be like, okay, I need to watch this show. Heck, Michael Jackson was on her show a couple of
really?
times actually. Not as a
I don't
guest
remember.
star, but as a performance.
Oh,
And yeah, he was like 15.
Oh wow.
She had him on her show when he was like 15. He'd been on there before, I think, but she was like, "This is a young man whose career I am very excited to watch because he is so talented." Michael Jackson and the Jackson 5 or whatever. I can't remember how she introduced him, but I think she said him by name. Like he had gotten that popular.
Yeah, certainly did. She certainly was correct.
Oh yeah.
Took the world by storm.
Well, and he was very talented. Like
Yeah. No,
good
he
grief.
was.
There was this lawsuit against him. This lady was claiming that he ripped off one of her songs, and what happened was, I mean, she pretty much outed herself as the person who ripped off him, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And he was going over, they had him talk about his songwriting process, and he's like, yeah, okay, well, when I came up with that song, I was sitting in my car or whatever, you know, he was getting driven around by his chauffeur, and he just was basically composing it in his head, and you know, said he'd start with a drum kind of backing track in his head and stuff like that. That's how he'd process, which is how a lot of composers process. It's a gift to be able to compose in your head like that. But yeah, they kind of went into that, and basically just the timing of everything really expressed that she was the one who actually had ended up ripping him off. It's like, okay. Hey, guess what? We could pretty much talk about what's his name, the Donkey Kong guy.
Oh, Billy Mitchell? Yeah, no,
we
he's
could talk
screwed.
about Billy Mitchell without kids too.
No, he's done. That picture
Finally.
came out.
Finally.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, he always was, but that
Well, we
picture
know
is
that.
basically
We
the
know
nail
that.
in the coffin.
Yeah, no, we know he'd always been lying, but
Yeah.
yeah.
But now, yeah, that picture comes out, and it's like, oh yeah.
Look at that, a modified machine.
Yeah, I caught the Carl Jobst video.
Yeah, I watched that, and I watched Moist Critical kind of. He pointed
Yeah.
me towards that, so I watched that and then watched his take on it because Moist Critical's made so many videos about him apparently,
Oh yeah.
and he's like, people are asking, "Aren't you afraid of getting sued?" And he's like, "I don't know why he hasn't tried to sue me yet. I've made like 5
Yeah.
different videos, but I feel kind of left out. Maybe I should sue him for not suing me."
That's funny.
But yeah, Jobs is in like the midst of 2 lawsuits with the guy,
Yep.
but you know,
Not anymore.
pretty much.
Probably.
Come on, Billy.
That's why I posted that meme in the
Yeah.
in the chat. The first time I saw that, I was laughing so hard. I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's such a good edit."
We're gonna cheat.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. We're gonna cheat.
Gonna channel the Billy Mitchell way. We're gonna cheat. Pretty much. Yeah. Unfortunately. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think he was really the hero of anybody.
Oh no.
At least not for a long time. I mean, that documentary, remember watching that documentary about all those guys?
Yeah, I remember it
It
wasn't
was-
King of Kong.
It was weird. No, this was a while ago.
The other one.
It was
the other
very
one.
weird. Like,
Yeah.
those guys were weird.
Yeah.
Like, not healthy in the head. Kind of weird. I don't know. And it's weird that it was pretty much all of them ended up like that. Like, totally full of themselves about the game and whatnot. And I think it's because that's the only thing they had, and it happened when they were, like, peaked. You know?
Yeah.
Like, in their teenage years.
Teenage years, yeah.
And so, like, they were just like, we're the coolest thing ever. That's right, yes. And it's like,
No.
oh, this is really weird. Like, why is this a thing? I mean, esports is a thing. This is before that. Like,
Yeah.
that's what's so weird about it. It's in the 70s. I mean, Billy Mitchell was a little later. I think he wasn't. I don't think he was a part of that group.
I don't know.
Because he
He's part of the
claimed
whole
to-
Twin Galaxies thing.
Yeah, he claimed to have gotten his score not in the 90s, but I think in the 80s.
No, I'm pretty sure it was in the 80s.
Something like that. Though. But yeah, bizarre stuff. Just very, very strange. But from that one guy who, like,
Todd Rogers.
I don't think it's Todd Rogers. Like, who's the crazy one? Like, the one who calls himself Captain Awesome.
Oh gosh. I don't remember that guy.
No, see, that's why I think Billy Mitchell is a different, almost different generation than those guys.
Huh.
Yeah, no, that guy, like, started making comics, like, porno comics of himself.
Oh gosh.
It was, yeah, and then he, like, claimed that the only reason Arnold Schwarzenegger was a successful immigrant in this country was prostitution and drugs or something.
Jeez.
And the interviewers are like, are you serious? And he's like, yeah.
Yo, Moko, welcome back.
Hello. Kind of a weird
Kind of a weird conversation.
We're talking
Coming
about
up.
what do you even call these guys? Like
Losers? I don't...
esports from the 70s. We're talking about esport athletes from the 70s.
Well, they aren't even esport. They were just record holders. That's all they
Yeah,
were.
That's because
They were
all there was
basically-
back then.
Yeah, they were basically like what the equivalent of like speedrunners, only like way more ego.
Oh man, like
They were just record holders, basically. That was their whole thing.
bizarre ego. and
You know,
most of
back when
them
score
and most of
mattered
them
in
cheated.
arcades.
It's come out that most of those guys cheated.
Yeah.
I think.
The only ones I really know about are Billy Mitchell and Todd Rogers.
Yeah.
Those are the only two I really know, but it wouldn't surprise me. Like, if you have that much ego, you have a lot to hide, honestly.
And you're willing to go to lengths.
Exactly, yeah.
This is my title. This is my thing.
Yeah.
Really? Is that all you have? You don't feel like you got any more in life other than a record in an arcade machine?
From like half a decade ago.
Yeah, I know, for real. It's really old. No one knows who any of these guys are.
Yeah.
The only reason people know who Billy Mitchell is because he keeps trying to sue people and
Yeah.
that's what keeps him relevant.
Yeah. Good old Gary Bobby Ferguson. That is such a great
Yeah, he
gag.
tried to sue them for that.
Oh yeah. I don't think he won that.
No, he got laughed out of court.
Yeah,
Basically.
yeah.
It's like, from what I've heard, people were like, "Are you kidding? Really?" And actually, I mean, pretty much all of his lawsuits like don't go to court.
Yeah, well, because he forgets to like actually do the due diligence and actually get them into court. Like that happened last time.
Well,
He tried to sue someone.
and I mean, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say most of those lawsuits would be considered
Fraudulent.
not, well, sure, but what's the word where it's irresponsible?
Negligent.
No, it's like whimsical. I can't think of the.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think I know what you're
But
talking.
basically, it starts with an F.
Not farcical.
No,
Fanciful.
no, hold on.
Mm.
Frivolous.
Frivolous. Yeah.
Yeah, frivolous lawsuits are illegal. So, which they happen a lot,
Mm-hmm.
but they're supposed to be illegal. And so him frivolously suing people for talking about him in a bad light is technically illegal because you can talk about someone.
Well, and furthermore, like it's not even the fact that they're talking about it; it's the fact that they're bringing up evidence against him.
Well, yeah, I mean,
That's the whole other side to it.
it's like, and it just makes it so suspicious. Like, when you don't want people talking about you cheating, and you're willing to go so far as to sue someone for talking about you cheating and presenting evidence of it, it kind of makes you look like
You're hiding something.
you're hiding something. Like, if you weren't hiding something, you'd be like, yeah, whatever. Because it's not going to damage your reputation or anything.
I remember there was another thing where basically because fraud or not fraud but what's it, because he's suing people for
Defamation.
what's it called, defamation. That's it. Defamation requires like a some kind of account of like some kind of measurement of like
It actually
how it
damaging your
affecting
your career or something.
So he literally talks in the documents. He talks about a book that doesn't exist. like they looked into this book, and like he was like, oh, it cost me sales on this book or whatever. I have this book I'm selling, And he's like, um, Jobs was like, well, I could not find this book, so I think that's hurt your sales more than anything.
Yeah, first you got to make this book.
Yeah.
Then your sales can
So,
get hurt.
and even then, it's only if it's illegitimate.
Yeah, but the fact that you pretty confirmed to have lied about the conditions of your record, because that's ultimately what it is. I mean, he still plays the game. I mean, if we're just going off of the fact that it wasn't a proper setup, we're not even touching on the fact that it's emulation,
Yeah.
possibly. The just the sheer fact that he lied about the conditions of it because it's a modded machine. That
Yeah.
that immediately is like, well, that's against the rules. You can't have that. So, because I think for the most part he still plays it. I mean, I'm sure the guy's actually plenty good at the game.
Actually, he's not that good.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's like mediocre basically in comparison to like other top end
Well, the
Donkey Kong
ones
players.
nowadays.
Yeah. Well, but even like I think even like compared to like 20 years ago, he doesn't really get that good of scores.
Well, okay then. Never mind. Shows how much I
Yeah,
know.
giving him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I mean, I try. I try to give people a benefit of the doubt as much as I can. Even if they're an egotistical jerk.
Jerks.
People are people, you know. But yeah, I mean, it's like that. I mean, I don't got a high score in any video games or anything like that. And I'm from the era when there were still scores in games, even though they were pretty much completely irrelevant.
Yeah, that I think one thing that we should do
What?
is you know, we're gonna be going through all those old like DOS games and stuff like that. Chances are one of them is like has no world records for speed runs. So, hey, free world record.
Guinness. Like, okay.
Yeah, Guinness will give you anything if you
Pay for it.
pay for it. That's another whole other issue.
Yeah, Blind Man Simulator. Let's go.
Blind Man Simulator?
Yeah, it's Blind Man Simulator. You have to navigate a maze, but you can't see. Like, it's a blank screen, but you can hear him bump into things. That's an old DOS
I've never
game
heard
from
of
the
that.
90s. Me and Kevin found that one.
That's
We were
funny.
like, what is this? Then we realized that. I mean, we see it, ha ha ha, funny, but then we realize what it is. It's like, oh, you could actually play this. Oh gosh, no.
Um,
We do need to play Spud again.
Spud?
Oh, Andrew. We need to play Spud. Although I don't know if YouTube would like that one.
What's Guinness nowadays? Joke, kind of. It basically it's kind of treated as this like authority, but it doesn't really like. It doesn't have any. Basically, there's a really good video that Jobs did, basically breaking down why, like, they don't matter. So it's kind of funny. Mostly coming down to the fact that they ignore like actual at least in video games, I don't know about anything else, but they ignore any other part of the community, like speedrunners and stuff like that. The people actually like doing it.
Yeah, officially. Like, well, that's not our standard. Yeah, well, you're not the standard.
That was actually that was a thing I remembered about. Not to bring up another controversial figure, but like Tommy
Why not?
Talarico people are
Oh
saying.
gosh,
It was like,
that guy.
look how many Guinness World Records he has. That
Yeah.
means he's a good business person. It's like, oh,
Yeah. Well,
yeah, that's a good
he's
measure.
just not like the other. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It just. Yeah. Yeah. Those guys that were saying that are out a lot of money. Kevin and I
Just bizarre.
talked about it, actually. Kevin brought up a very good point in what they should have done. Kevin was like, they should have just kept it as an app.
Yeah, I mean, it basically is.
Well, that's
All those
Kevin.
games and stuff.
Kevin was like, I mean, since they even had pretty much all the games looked like mobile games anyway. But
Well, they are. Half of them are.
actually, yeah, some of them are free to play
Yeah.
mobile games. But but the controller is basically a touch phone, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was thinking about it. I was like, oh yeah, it could have had it like. Now, I'd say, well, this is pretty much. I'm trying to think how you would do this most effectively, because yeah, just have it as a mobile game app. Like you play on your phone, okay. But if you wanted to like, you know, broadcast it to your TV,
Mm-hmm.
but you would need a smart TV for that. So, but I mean, keep both options open, I guess. If you have a smart
Yeah,
TV,
you could
TV,
figure
you
out
can
a way to
broadcast
do it.
then you can broadcast it to smart TV. If you don't have a smart TV, then you can still just play it on your phone. It's a virtual console.
Well, yeah, they got into consoles. Like, you know, Sega learned their lesson 20 years ago.
That's why the whole time I'm watching this, like, because I wasn't paying attention at all, pretty much.
Yeah.
And then I learn about how it all has gone down, and I'm like, why were they trying to make a console from the ground up?
Yeah, that's the big thing. There's no name behind it.
Yeah, you had no, and yeah, technically there is a name behind it, but it's
Again, like 30 years ago.
50-year-old name. It's an ancient name that no one knows about. No one hears Intellivision who doesn't know what Intellivision is and thinks, excellent video games. There's people who don't play video games, don't know anything about video games. You tell them, you say PlayStation to them, they know what it is. You say Xbox to them, they know what it is. You say Intellivision, they go, what?
They
What
would
is
probably
that?
think it's like a TV provider or something like
Yeah.
that.
Is that like Roku?
Yeah.
You know,
Streaming service.
yeah. Is that a new streaming service? Which one is that? Is that NBC? CNN? Who is that?
I'll figure out the background there. Okay, I actually really like how some of these compositions are coming out. That's actually looking really cool. Boy, these thumbnails might take a while.
I don't know what your thumbnails look like. Thumbnails don't normally take a while.
But I'm not putting a lot of detail, but I'm figuring a lot of really like the shots are kind of complicated.
And is this
in terms
for
of, like,
comic?
yeah.
Okay.
I should still be able to get the 10 done this week though, if I work on it every day.
10 pages or 10 thumbnails?
Well, 10 pages of thumbnails.
Yeah, but, I mean,
Yeah. So 10 thumbnails.
asking finished pages.
Oh no, there's no way.
10
Line
pages
work
in
takes
a day?
about 4 hours, and color takes about another 4 hours or so.
That's about right.
Sometimes a little bit more.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Start,
I can't imagine just being a writer on a comic.
or just a
that's-
penciler, or just a
Or just a penciler, or just a
one thing.
thumbnailer, or just, yeah. It's gonna be so weird coloring for that other project that we're gonna do.
Yeah, no, that
Or
would be
just
interesting to
doing
me
color.
too, because
Yeah.
yeah, then on the other hand, it'll still be getting worked on. And it's like, whoa, I don't need to color. How cool is that? Mm-hmm.
I won't have to do line work.
Yeah,
I can do the
happily
fun part.
Yeah, I'll happily do the line work and the inking and stuff. I love doing that. Coloring, yeah. Coloring's
I actually quite like coloring. It's like comp. Comp's fun. Because, like, it's not that it's easy, but it's not like... It's very routine. Once you figure out a good routine, it's, like, predictable. Line work and stuff like that doesn't feel predictable.
Because it kind of isn't. It's it changes a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
But color,
The color-
for a scene, it's gonna work the same way
Color-
every time.
Yeah, and you can get... I feel like for color, I can get exactly what I want a lot easier. Not so much for pencil.
Well, yeah, for you in pencil, you don't really pencil a lot.
Yeah. Painting feels good.
Well, it's a little different. I mean, when you're penciling right, it does feel a little bit like painting. Only you're not working with colors. I mean, you could, but then you kind of may as well be painting. La, 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 la.
Actually, hold on. I really like that shot.
This, that.
Can I...
Okay, so now we take this color and we go here and we blow this up and we say kind of try and match what we've done. That's gonna be a little difficult unless hold on, folks. We got this. We got this. Click this. And you go invert. And you go big. Well, like, oops. Ooh. Oh, that's got kind of a nice. Yeah, look at that. Bring
Actually, I haven't even finished the designs for all of these characters, but that's all right. I basically know what they are. I can at least thumbnail them.
Maybe that's a little. Go.
That's a right hand. I don't want a right hand.
Try and fake this glow. Oops. Go bigger.
Something like that.
And then
That's
we can maybe
ah shoot.
it doesn't blend well. But what I could do, folks.
Keep listening to the song, but I like it. And we'll
Do
listen to other Fear of Dark stuff.
let's see if we do it that way. Let's give this a little bit of a not color. We don't color this. Paper texture. Maybe not paper texture. Maybe it's image material. No. Artificial. Okay. Flows pattern. Here we go. This should show up. Okay. Never mind. Image material. Paper texture. And whoa. Wait. I don't know what some of these are. These are new. Oh.
What are new?
I've got these like paper texture things I've never used.
In Blender?
Blender? No. In Clip.
Oh. Like rough paper and stuff like that?
No, they're daubs. They're part of the pin set
Oh.
stuff.
Nice.
The brush sets. Yeah. I forgot he included those. But those aren't what I want. I don't know why I can't find it. I want
Gonna have to figure out.
Where the heck is this? This is bizarre. This is actually very weird. I don't know why I can't find this. Because it's not in color. It's not colored. Should be here. Should be in monochrome. But I'm not able to find kimono. to use the kimono texture for a lot of. There we go. Kimono 2. Let's throw it on there. I like to use this for a lot of the for a lot of cloth texture. Because it looks good. We'll do at an angle like that.
Something like that.
And not on the top of everything, but on that. There we go. And
Nice.
overlay.
He's carrying left hand.
Overlaid.
But I like that flow.
Makes it look kind of funny.
And maybe he switches hands. Who cares? That can be implied. I don't feel like killing the composition just for that. Alright, let's do...
Kind of like it looking like that better. More subtle. Okay, that's that for now.
Well, let's do another. Yeah. Dang, it's already been 2 hours.
It has, yeah, actually.
Wow. I
I
got
was a
technically I got
little
3 thumbnails done. But I probably should call it here. This is a good place to stop, especially considering the next one is going to be a little while. A little bit of work.
Yeah, I'm gonna plan what I do next, actually. But I'm pleased with what I've.
Let's see. I actually, you know what? I'm going to do one more thing here. Because I don't like this. I'm going to do a scene of her walking into a, like, structure.
It's,
And that'll give me an opportunity to do something really important.
using this and some darker glowing. Ugh. Ugh. What if I used... This would be funny. Usually I do 400. Nah. Just kind of experimenting now. Getting all of this. Because I need to... I need to somehow let's do let's see what any of these does. If we get any texture showing through, that would be overlay. Although overlay seems to be more of
Man, I'm guessing this is a soundtrack from a game. I'm gonna have to check this game out.
What's the sound
Uh,
or the music?
yeah, Doctor. What is that? Hold on. I'm listening to Fear of Dark. He's a chiptune artist I came across a long time ago. He does fantastic tracking. 8 out of 10. What is this? Okay, it's a puzzle game. Almost sounds like a platformer or something. Yeah, maybe not.
Stuff like
Good soundtrack.
Hard light.
Though.
Different. Vivid light. Ooh, that's actually kind of cool looking. Yeah. That's not correct. Ooh, getting tired.
Yeah, I'm almost done here myself. But I just wanted to do a more interesting. Last panel for the other splash page.
What do we think about that, guys? Who are person who is watching? What do we think about getting?
Okay, well that'll do for now. I'll need to.
This is starting to look so bizarre.
Good.
Well, it's just you'll see it when I show you later, but the rendering on his face, like he looks like he was carved out of clay or wax or something, which is good. So everything I do, I'm glad I have this recorded, because someone would probably look at this and be like, that looks like AI generated.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's not. I painted
Don't worry,
it.
it doesn't have the it doesn't have the same 3 faces.
Exactly.
I mean, that's going to be interesting as time goes on. It's just going to reduce more and more
Well, yeah.
because that's what it does.
Yeah.
So the most original or most interesting looking AI art is going to be the stuff that comes out of the least refined.
Well, yeah. It'll all start
algorithms.
looking the same. Like that's how it works. Here, actually.
All right.
I mean, yeah. Work on it later. Bit further later.
Okay. I'll call that good for now. That should give me enough room for all the dialogue. Yeah. And here doesn't have any. Over here doesn't have any. But I like what's going on here.
It just.
Ooh, I could put some towers back.
I mean, he looks like, which is good, but he looks like. He looks like he's from Blender. Like he looks like I did him in Blender. It's weird. I don't think I've ever painted anything that looks like this. Which I think is a good thing, because I feel like this
New
is
style unlocked.
yeah, well, it's one of those paradigm shift.
Yeah.
Deckard Cain meets the Dark Eye.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he's kind of a weird looking fella. He's doing black magic, Kevin.
We'll do something like that. Yes. Yeah, figure out something to do with those. Like pylons. That actually looks really cool. Okay, we're doing that.
Constructing new pylons.
Erecting pylons. You do not have enough pylons.
Ah! Talk about old video games.
Yeah.
I'm Deckard Cain.
Uh,
Damn, there's a pussy. He's a pussy. I used to give him swirlies back in the day. Oh, Diablo 3. Fun times in Diablo 3, like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Was that?
It's crazy how many
That was like
of these
2013.
franchises like haven't had games in over a decade.
Yeah, but somehow they keep making new content. Like
I don't even,
Bethesda,
I'm not
I'm
even
looking at
sure.
you.
Yeah.
We're going on 12 years. And
Honestly, at this point, I think Sky Oblivion is going to come out before the next Elder Scrolls.
well, yeah, it is.
They actually have a release year.
Yeah, it is. We know that. The next Elder Scrolls is like 10 years off.
I don't know if it's 10 years off, but like, I mean, if they go under, it's infinite years off.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
I mean, okay, think of it this way. If it's another 7 years,
That's 2030. I don't think it's gonna be 2030 when they release the next Elder Scrolls. I think it will be around like 2025 or 2026. Honestly.
because I was just thinking, you know, another 7 or 8 years, it would be 20 years
Good.
since
I don't want to think about that.
I don't think they do either.
Honestly,
But
probably.
that's the reality of the situation. It's like a franchise that doesn't release a new sequel for 20 years. There are games like that. There's franchises that have done that, right?
I don't. Maybe.
Usually when that happens, it was like they're trying to bring it back.
Yeah.
It's not that it was in development. So yeah, like Shenmue.
Oh yeah.
3.
Well, no, that was.
How many years
Was that? Shenmue 2 was 1999?
And Shenmue 3 was
2016 or 17.
so
So,
that's over
Okay.
15 years.
yeah, hold on.
If you were correct.
Shenmue 2 is 2001.
Okay,
Shenmue
so
3 is
About 15 years. If it was
2019.
Oh.
Oh, wow. and people were really disappointed with Shenmue 3.
Well, and I feel like, I feel like that's what's gonna happen to the next Elder Scrolls.
Honestly,
Like, that's my
yeah,
concern for Bethesda's sake. Like, they've spent so long working on the next Elder Scrolls that the modding community
yeah,
has brought Skyrim into next gen.
yeah,
And so then it's like, okay,
and have done two or are doing two remakes of the previous games
yeah,
in those engines.
yeah,
They've almost completed. Well, I don't know about almost, but it's a good chance that they're at least going to complete one, either around the same time or before the next Elder Scrolls come out. They've completed an open world remake, entirely fan driven. That's crazy.
yeah. And so,
Is that the biggest modding project that is like actually going to be successful?
probably
Because like at this point, like it's far enough along where
it's
it's
among
it's
the
going to
largest,
come out. Yeah.
if not
The only
the
other
largest.
the only other one I can think of would be something like Ocarina of Time Third Quest or something like that, the ROM hack, which is technically still in development, but has really gone radio silent because Nintendo.
Yeah,
Um, but who knows when that one's going to come out? And I don't know if that one's as big because I don't think the team is as big. That's the thing about like Sky Oblivion is it's a full blown team.
oh yeah, they've built it over the last 6 years. No, how long have they been working on it?
A long time.
Is it getting close to 10 years?
I don't know about 10 years.
2013 was 10 years ago.
Oh my gosh. You're right.
Yeah,
The
I
development of
thought
Sky
it
Oblivion officially started in 2012.
2012. Yeah, see, I
Holy
remember
crap.
something around that time.
What about Skywind? 2012 as well.
Yeah. Well, it that's pretty much what it was like. Hey, this
We
looks
can do
really
this.
good. Let's make the other games look like this. And yeah. Yeah, it's taken them 10 years. And
The biggest thing
it's
is
not a fruitless pursuit because Bethesda hasn't made a sequel.
yeah, that's the
So the hype is
crazy
still
thing
there.
about it. Yeah. Well, and on top, they haven't made a remake themselves.
But I don't think they would.
Yeah.
They've never done that. So
Yeah.
there's no reason to think that Bethesda would. Although that is kind of a surprise. I have to admit, I am a little surprised that Bethesda never took to that. Because
It's too much work, probably.
well, but
I mean, let's be
people
real.
would buy it.
Well, yeah, but they would buy a new Elder Scrolls game.
Yeah.
And I know a part of it is that they don't like the way Todd Howard put it. He's like, we don't have the technology to do what we want to, which really begs the question what they're looking to do. That's kind of curious.
Poop.
But
Actually, actual bowel movement physics. I don't know. Honestly, I don't.
Okay.
know. Well, I think they would want to do like the entirety of Tamriel.
I mean, if they do that, that would. Oh my gosh.
I would love that.
Do you think that? Do you think that that's what Starfield was for was developing like procedural
Probably.
tool, like world building tools to build really large like
I thought about.
environments.
See, I mean, I know I'm not original on this, or like the only person who thought about this, but I remember years ago. Gosh, I don't know how many years ago. Thinking about that sort of technology, probably
Hmm.
10 years ago, thinking about that technology, being like, well, if you were able to like procedurally generate the maps, you wouldn't have to worry about filling them out or carving them exactly. If you could figure out how to, and obviously, yeah, but it's yeah, Starfield might be getting to that point. I mean, if see, I don't think Elder Scrolls 6 would be that unless it does take them 10 more years. Um,
Yeah,
then it's although they released that teaser and
yeah, that's the thing. They announced it.
it was like, oh yeah, we got people are theorizing what it was, but it was also theorized that Fallon was involved. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, who knows? Maybe they're doing like the entire West Coast.
maybe
That'd be cool.
that would be cool.
But just massive. But yeah, I mean,
Okay,
Tamriel to scale.
that would be. Oh my gosh. I mean, Daggerfall alone is like what, 120,000 square kilometers or something like that.
Yeah, it's that's to scale, and that's massive.
Uh, yeah, 161,000 kilometers approximately.
See,
Man,
I think that's what they want to do because they've done it before. I think they would love to be able to do that, and I would love for that to be a thing. Like, I think that would be cool being able to run around Tamriel to
in a
scale.
really expansive environment and stuff like
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
because Skyrim feels so small.
Oh yeah.
Like, I understand they jammed it full of stuff you could do, which is fun. But the towns, and I'm not complaining about the game. I'm not saying they could have done better. It was 2011 technology, blah blah
Yeah.
blah. But unfortunately, the town, they only have like 10 people, and it's supposed to be this main capital of the region and stuff. Living in this town, it's
Yeah.
really kind of weird.
Well,
you know.
that's one thing that I've noticed looking back at older games is it's like we kind of traded in graphics for um I guess the detail in play specifically. And it would be really interesting to see like what would happen if you kind of went the opposite. If you had graphics like I don't know, like Thief 2 or something like that, but you said, okay, well, what can we do with these graphics, but go the other way where we like jam pack just like every little intricacy that we can, right? In terms of actual gameplay and mechanics and how you can like perceive the puzzle and stuff like that, or like interact with the world, um, or the just the scale of everything, you know. Which I think is what is actually fun about like indie games is they do kind of play with that a little bit more. I've seen some games where like they use kind of lower fidelity graphics, but instead they focus on the scale of things
Yeah.
and just the sheer like scope in terms of like visual, but even like gameplay wise as well.
I know.
Um, and it creates a really unique effect because it feels like an alternate universe, like if the gaming industry went this way instead of the graphics way, which makes sense why they went the graphics way. That sells,
Yeah.
right?
I can.
Yeah, but it's just kind of cool to see the alternate.
Oh, it's a blender.
Let's see. All right, I'm just kind of screwing around at this point, so I'm gonna finish up stream.
All right.
Call it.
Yeah, we're definitely over 2 hours.
Yeah. All right, I got basically 3 pages done of actually something like 11 that I needed, or 12 that I need to do, but oh well. So yeah, I've got some work cut out for me, but I'll keep doing this, even on my days off. So, and I'll speed up, so I'm not too worried. But yeah, thanks for dropping by, everyone. We will be back on Thursday.
Yep.
We were a little bit late today. Hopefully that won't be the case on Thursday. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, considering the
very
reason
much
we were
hopefully.
late.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you everyone who showed up and stopped by and watched. And I hope you enjoyed watching me paint a face.
I'll be back to painting at some point. Maybe I'll do painting streams over the weekend or something like that.
But yeah, we'll be back Thursday.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.